With you, Pirate Radio Live. Shirley, the debut of Earl, John, and East Carolina catcher Ryan McCrystal joining us. Great to have Ryan in studio. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Living the dream. Good to be back.
Living the dream. So are we done with summer ball?
Yeah, finished up last week on Friday, so just been hanging out. Went to visit some family, and now we're here in town.
How did summer go for you?
Really well. I feel like I just kind of continued the way that I finished, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just felt really good about it and was able to keep catching and just feel really good about where everything is right now. So,
talked to you on the phone not that long ago, and just your tremendous 24 and really, I don't know, second half of the season. It was the whole season pretty much, but late in the year you got moved up to third in the lineup. Great postseason, and you were just feeling it, man.
Yeah. It's kind of like been a dream my whole life to like hit 3-hole for East Carolina, and I think it was really cool to see that come to fruition, especially with like one of my best friends hitting right behind me, JC, and I just kind of grew up playing together. So actually my favorite picture that I've ever seen is I hit that home run against Evansville, and there's a picture of me standing there watching it, holding it, but JC's in the back with both hands up and his bat's above his head because he flipped it before I did. And it's just like, if you would have showed that picture to like 15-year-old us, we would have lost our minds. But it's cool because like it's a real thing, you know?
Was that the Sunday evening home run? Yeah, I was at my parents' at that time. I remember I didn't go on Sunday. I went Saturday, but I remember my dad saying, "Man, Ryan, he liked that one."
Yeah,
you enjoyed that one.
He threw me a pretty good one. I didn't miss too much of it.
Ryan McCrystal joining us. So to recap this, I asked you last time we talked, have we seen you in an ECU uniform for the last time? I thought you answered it great, so do it again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not totally sure, but I feel like if it is, then I can say I represented it about as well as I possibly could have through plenty of downs and plenty of ups as well. I told Coach Godwin earlier today when I was talking to him that I was rounding second after that home run, and I just said, like, it's been worth it. Like, there's been so many downs where, like, mentally you're just like, this is crazy. Like, especially at the whole back thing when that was going on. It's just like, I'm not playing, like, who I know I am, but, like, to be able to, like, persevere through that, like, grow my faith through that and have the relationships that I have, I just said, like, in the moment, spur of the moment, it's been worth it. And it's like, I feel like not many people can really say they love a place as much as I love this place, and that ups and downs, the ups are way more worth it than the downs.
MLB draft coming up on Sunday. Let's go alternate universe, Ryan. If you were not an East Carolina Pirate, where would you have landed playing college baseball?
I have no idea. I know that I grew up in Richmond, Virginia, and I was a Virginia Tech fan for a little bit just because I heard like Enter Sandman one time and I was hooked. But I don't know, maybe there, but who knows really. It's weird because I moved here when I was 7 and just to North Carolina, and both my parents came here, so I just grew up an ECU fan. But I don't know. There's a lot of good college baseball environments, but none really top this, so it's weird to think about.
Did you have a chance at all coming out of high school? Were there any talks of you maybe being drafted?
Yeah, I actually probably, now I don't know if it was a better prospect. I'm definitely a better player now than I was then, but obviously left-handed hitting catchers are kind of a premium. So, I mean, I definitely was a prospect. I got a few calls on day 2 out of high school, but I was committed to coming here, and I think I would have gotten more money then, but I'm not somebody that really values the money side of things as much as I do socially and the people that I'm around, relationships that I build. So it's definitely the right decision.
Such a weird thing, like stocks or whatever, but you would have got more money then, more potential, I guess, but you're a much, much better player now, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, I couldn't catch for crap then. I mean, that's literally how I'd say like I go behind the plate and I could throw, but I couldn't receive the ball. I couldn't block the ball great, but I mean, I've always been able to hit a little bit, but I've just kind of matured more so off the field, I feel like, than on the field. I've matured. Like, I don't think I was ready to go into pro ball out of high school. I think that all those downs really taught me like who I am, and like I value this place so much more for that than I do the performance. And I don't know, it's just really special to be able to say that I've grown so much over 3 years. So how much contact has there been, if any, Ron, with you and MLB teams? Do you have an agent? Like, what's been going on from that aspect? Yeah, I have an advisor. So a lot of teams have been reaching out to him and just kind of saying where they see me falling for them, like what they see my role being for them in this draft. And then a few teams reach out to me just about like surveys, and not surveys, but like psychological exams, all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, like vision testing, all that stuff. But there's been a few teams reaching out to me, but I know especially during the season, it's just they reach out to our coaches and to my advisor. So kind of stay the same after the season, but It's a good thing. Probably don't need to get too invested in that.
You haven't had to do like the "Are you a cat or a dog?" or those dumb NFL type questions.
I have not, because
I hope you will. You'd be great
at
at answering those.
I feel like I would be too. I feel like I would give some interesting answers.
You would either ace that or they would lock you up.
Yeah,
like, there's no in between.
What's wrong with this guy? One of them said that there's no right or wrong answers, and he goes, there's definitely preferred answers, and I bet you didn't give it. I gave an answer. It just depends on who's reading it to see if they like it or not.
So 20 rounds, like, I don't know. I don't like to ask you this question, but do you think you'll hear your name called in the draft?
I'm very optimistic about it. Good. I feel like it's hard to have had a better year performance-wise for me, especially the back half of the year, just kind of taking off. And I think the best thing for me was growing in my faith, learning who I am. Like, I think once I got away from performance is when I actually perform best, which is, I feel like a lot of people can say that, when they stopped caring about how well they played and started caring about people around them. It's when they kind of grew performance-wise. Just look at Carter Cunningham.
Yeah.
One of the best human beings you'll ever see, and look what he did this year. It's like, it's not a coincidence that when you grow as a person, you grow as a player, and it's like, you might have been the same player last year, but you weren't the same person, but look what happens, So, yeah.
That plus health certainly helped you out this year. Carter Cunningham, by the way, selected as the 2024 recipient of the AAC Community Impact Award winner. So congratulations to Carter. Raised $27,000 for children and families who are being cared for by the Maynard's Children's Hospital. That is fantastic work.
That is crazy. I'm hoping that if I do get my name called, that I'll donate my homers that help. I told Carter I would do that, so I'm definitely going to. Actually, I'm going to do that whenever. I'm definitely going to make sure I make my donation to that, because
when you get drafted or get a real
or
man
I just
job,
get money in general, when I'm not living in a house in Greenville.
What are the post baseball career plans for you, Ryan? Do you have those yet?
I don't. I'm hoping to be just like you.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I feel like I'd be a pretty good sports personality. Maybe a broadcaster. I don't know, but definitely, like I said, as a joke, but kind of.
No, you've
like
got.
This.
I talked to your dad during, especially during the postseason. Your dad's like, that's exactly what Rhino wants to do. And I was like, well, he can do it if he wants to, because he's
great personality, great sense of humor, and obviously, you probably know more about baseball than I do.
Maybe.
Just kind of just a little.
I don't know. I'm older, but you've played the game.
Yeah.
Advantage, Ryan. I'll give it to him.
Maybe.
We'll
have to test that.
And also, MLB The Show expert. Are you going to get the college football game?
I'm sure I'll get it. I don't know how much I'll play it. I always played it growing up, but I just kind of whooped on my brother. But that was kind of an unfair matchup in the first place, so I'm not sure. But he still gets me in Mario Super Sluggers, so we'll have to go back and forth.
Jamie, this is it's kind of poor taste question. I don't know. Jamie said, how good is Cliff's food and pool? This is a reference to Cliff Godwin being on this show, talking about a player getting in his pool and eating his food and then transferring. So how good is that food and pool?
What is the food?
What's he serving?
This year we had like barbecue and fried chicken and like mac and cheese and everything. It's really good.
Really good.
Pool's a little chilly.
That would make me want to stay.
Yeah.
Did see some of your former teammates leave, and look, I don't, and again, I don't go to war with them like you do, but like whatever an individual does, they do it for the best of themselves and their family and their situation, whatever. But what is it like for a teammate to tell you guys he's leaving? I mean, is it tough to take? Do you understand it? What's it like for you?
I think it really depends on the guy, but I feel like there's a lot of guys that you get it. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to play here. Like it doesn't take, like, you can't have a weak heart and play here. I feel like you got to really love what you're doing and love who you're around. I get why people leave. I just told my parents in the car actually like 15 minutes ago, like, there obviously were thoughts like when I was struggling, like maybe I'd be better off somewhere else.
That's
like,
normal.
You'd be dumb not to say, like, there were always thoughts, but like to say like I'm happy that I stayed all 3 years so far. It's like it's such an understatement, because like now I have a place to like bring my kids back to bring my brother back to, because obviously my family's invested in this place too. So it's like, for me, like the relationships and like how you build a program is more important than just like one individual year. But I mean, you can't blame guys for leaving. I just feel like there's good and bad reasons. I mean, you look at Nathan Chrisman, I have nothing but love for that guy. Like, I would go to war with that guy any day, and he's gonna have success. It's just like things didn't work out for him here. Now, obviously, there's some other situations where people might have been in it a little more for themselves, but again, it's the way of the world.
I remember Danny Beal telling us that like early on, he looked at Tyler Smith, who was a veteran at the time, and was like, dude, does this get any better? Like, this is hell. Cliff is the devil. Like, what? I'm out of here, man. And Tyler was like, trust me, you just stick through it. You'll be good. Did you kind of have that early on in the career?
Yeah. My very first memory of thinking that is we have 300s Friday morning, and in the summer, like they did them this morning. In the summer, you have the freshmen and like returning guys do them. And 300s, it's like 300 meters on the track. You have 55 seconds. One group goes in between, and then you go again. It gets to where like legs are jelly. You don't feel your legs at all, and it's like you have to just tell yourself to go. And if you miss one, you have to run an extra one at the end. And essentially, until the last one's made by everyone, you can't be done. Jake Hunter missed one, and we had to run another one. We ran 5. He missed the 5th. We had to run a 6th one. Trey and I missed the 6th one. First memory I ever have of that feeling is when Trey, Jake, and I were doing up-downs in the middle of the track, like on the track field in the grass, and everyone was watching us just at 6:30 a.m. on a Friday morning, and I was like, are you kidding me?
This is my life.
But now Trey, Jake, and I, we look back on it and we laugh because it's like that was such a small deal, but at the time it was like, holy crap, this is crazy.
Jake Hunter was up late watching a West Coast Hornets.
Hornets played the Clippers that night, so yeah, he was up. Jake, how's he doing right now? You talked to him recently?
I didn't see him today, but he's doing good from what I know, and so is like guys like Riley Johnson. It was good to see Riley today. It's always good seeing guys you play with, but Riley's being a trooper, so it's good to see him, and Jake's a trooper too. Obviously, I'm willing to bet he'll be better after this. So
there were people at trivia after we talked to Trey Savage that week that were laughing at his answer to what are you going to buy, with your signing bonus. He was like,
wait, what did you say? You say something about hunting?
I'm going to get some new hunting gear. And
sausage.
That's Jake Hunter. Jake, what would you buy with your pro contract? Hit it. Yeah. Sausage. Trey said hunting gear, and he said, I'll be good to go. Maybe a new coat or some.
Not a house, not a car, hunting gear.
Yeah.
It's also, I told my dad that if I do run into money in the draft, that we're just gonna go play golf at like Pinehurst. Him, my uncle.
Perfect.
That's really all I want. That's what I told him. Like I don't have any need to like have things that I can see every single day. It's more so experiences. But I have a funny story about like that kind of thing because I'm friends with Gunnar Henderson. Like he stayed with us and. So after he signed, he came to watch me play in Alabama my junior year of high school, and he had just signed for a few million. Obviously, that's a lot of money for an 18-year-old at the time. And my dad was like, "What did you buy?" Because like at that time we knew nothing about it. It was just like the craziest thing of this guy just running that much money. And he said a bow, like a hunting bow. My dad thought he said a boat, and my dad was like, "Ooh, a boat? That's
cool."
Sick.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, a bow."
A bow.
And just in the most Gunnar Henderson way. And my dad's like, oh, I don't hunt, so that's not very interesting to me at all.
So he's doing pretty well, huh?
Yeah, he's doing okay for himself.
My goodness. A monster this year, MVP candidate in the AL.
He is.
And
he's in home run derby.
You still keep up with him? Talk to him?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the reason I have this crappy mustache or attempt at a mustache. Okay. It's just kind of stray hair. But I actually grew it out before Clearwater because or grew it out. I tried to grow it out. I didn't shave it. I used to clean shave for every game, but I stopped clean shaving the mustache part the best I could. But he told me to grow it out because he was doing it this year, and it was working out pretty well for him.
Okay.
So I asked him, I was like, should I grow it out? And he was like, yeah. And it worked out really well for me, too, at the end of the year. So I was kind of going to keep it going.
The baseball guys are superstitious. Stick with what works. That's awesome. Ryan McCrystal joining us. So, Ryan, you're going to be with your family this weekend and in the draft. Is that your plans?
Yeah. Going to be hanging out with them. Obviously, just whatever happens going to happen. You know what I mean? It's kind of out of my control now, so it's not my job to worry about it. So I'll be with them, and whatever happens, happens. But definitely who I'll be spending my time with.
Just to run through the scenarios, maybe you'll be doing this job one day. You got to ask the tough questions. If you're drafted, say, 19th round and the money isn't great, are you going to go try to live your dream in pro baseball or come back to East Carolina?
I'll be right here.
So there is a scenario where you could get picked and still come back.
Yeah, the money has to be right because it has to be kind of an investment in the player. You know what I mean? And I like this place so much that if it's not there, then I want to try and get to Omaha another year. And I think there's a good chance every year that you're here. So I told Coach Godwin that today in his office. I was like, if it's not right, then I'll be back here. I want to be a leader on this team.
Clip, just 1 second, because Ryan, you were talking about Gunnar Henderson just a few minutes ago. Not just 5 minutes ago, Major League Baseball just tweeted out Gunnar is wearing a cowboy outfit heading into tonight's game. You got to check this out. This is a rather interesting outfit.
All right, see if we can pull this up. So, where is he from, Ron?
Alabama, somewhere in Alabama.
Okay.
Him and his brother.
Oh my!
Look at this guy.
It's like a Doc Holliday kind of look.
Like a Peaky Blinders with a cowboy.
There's the stash you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it looks terrible. He said he grew it out because he wanted them to know the difference between him and Jackson Holiday when they were in spring training. Because I guess
Jackson's got a super baby face.
Yeah, but I can't imagine ever wearing that right there. But that's hilarious.
What a young, talented squad they have, and you can hear the Orioles right here on Pirate Radio this weekend before that Major League Baseball All-Star break. Ryan McCrystal joining us. You mentioned you talking to Cliff. Cliff's got a lot of main things, but one of his main things is like honest, upfront communication, right? Like it seems like talking to you guys that no matter what the decision is, if you're honest with them, talk about it with them, then things are going to go pretty good, right?
Absolutely. I feel like that's something that's kind of lost in the world at times.
Sure.
People just kind of say what they think somebody else wants to hear, but it's not always the best thing. I mean, he's always told me up front what I need to work on, what I'm not doing well. And if you're honest with him and you're open with him, then it works both ways. But obviously, I think that's why he's able to grow young men so well. I think that if you were a coach that wanted to keep players around, you would tell them things that they wanted to hear, and might not go well for them down the road. But I think he's awesome about being straight up and honest and telling us what we need to hear, because it's a lot easier to go work on something when you're told straight up what you need to work on. I think it also, I know it motivated me to an extent, like almost to prove him wrong, even though he's right.
Right, yeah. Earl placed a wager on the Braves to win the NL East. When did you do that, Earl? A couple weeks ago? Got it down to 7.5 or whatever?
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago, which was an absolute donation.
Any chance that works out?
No.
The Phillies just refuse to lose anymore.
Yeah.
So what is
That's
it?
just the way it
The
is.
Phillies refuse to lose.
Oh, yeah. Did you see what Rojas said today? He was like, it'd take anyone. We're going to beat anyone. We're good. Like, and then same thing with the World Series. We're just going to go and win it.
Okay,
And I was like,
that means they're not going to win it.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
I don't know. At
can't
least
go.
it's not like Bryce Harper saying it. You know what I mean? I feel like then it'd be a jinx.
Phillies up 9.5, and as I mentioned, not too many great races going on heading into the All-Star break. You got one in the AL West with the Mariners, Astros. I think Yankees and Orioles might be the
Yeah, it's
best
like they're
race.
like 3 games, I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It always kind of, when you hit the dog days in August is when you'll see it get closer, I feel like.
You know, it would be great, not great, but great if Ryan is a Met or a Brave, and like his whole family has to get Braves and Mets gear.
Yeah, I feel
I
like my
would
dad would
immediately
just
buy a
wait
McCrystal Mets
and buy
jersey.
minor league jerseys until he has to buy the major league one, if that were to happen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Get a
he'd be
Gwinnett
okay.
Stripers.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'll wear a Greensboro Grasshoppers uniform. Sure, that doesn't mean anything to me.
No Braves gear, no Mets
A
gear.
Ryan McCrystal Binghamton Rumble Ponies jersey.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
Bengals, yeah, that'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I've already been a sock puppet for 3 years.
Do you get to keep those hats like everywhere you go?
I have the hats, yeah.
Man, Mike, what size do you wear?
7 3/8.
Okay,
What do you wear?
I'm 7.5, but might be willing to trade. If you got any
Trade.
cool ones?
What do you got?
Game worn McCrystal. I got a lot of cool stuff, man. I got MLB hats.
Keeping it.
I have no Philly
Close to his
sports
chest.
hats, and I never will.
You have no what?
I have like 80 hats, man. I can't but I have no Philly hats.
So you have no good hats.
As you should.
If I were to buy a Philly sports hat, it'd probably be the Flyers. I like black, so I could do like a black and an orange type thing.
And, I don't know. Flyers have a good logo. Their mascot creeps me out.
I don't hate the Sixers really either. It's that Philadelphia in front of it that makes me hate them. So
So
Eagles, Phillies,
at
never.
least you're not biased, though.
Nah, I'm a journalist, man.
Yeah, of course.
As unbiased as they get. No biases.
They always say about journalists.
Ryan, thank you for joining us. Good luck this weekend, man. One way or the other, like you said, what's going to happen happens. I just hope it happens the best for you. So
I appreciate
good
it.
luck
It's
to you,
always
man.
good to be back. Also, one thing, I told my mom I'd say hi, so hi, Mommy.
Hello. And I'll say hi too because we hung out with all the families during that Wake
Yeah,
Forest
they
game.
told me they talked to you guys.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so sorry.
Your mom's awesome.
What about Brando? Say hi to your brother.
Brando, what up? I doubt he's watching. The Red Sox play in an hour and a half. I'm sure he's got to get
He's
ready.
gearing up.
I wanted to play. I wanted to play golf with him the other day. Me and one of my best friends back home went and played, and Brandon couldn't because he had to watch the Red Sox.
How'd that happen? Philadelphia. So are you from a Philadelphia sports family?
So my dad's from Dover, Delaware, like
Okay.
around there,
Gotcha.
Smyrna, Delaware. So it was between them and the Orioles, and like my whole family since my great grandfather. There's a picture of my great grandfather waiting for like the Philadelphia A's tickets, like to the playoffs. So it's like I didn't really have a choice in it. And then Brandon, not that he's a bandwagon, but he's the king of the bandwagons. He like runs the bandwagon train, and he stopped when the Red Sox won the World Series in 2013. He was like, "All right, I'm set," and I respect him because they haven't really been that great
good, yeah.
since then. But NFL, he has a bunch of like Aaron Rodgers jerseys, stuff like that. He's a Panthers fan, but they don't
Attaboy.
win too much anymore. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, but he became a Panthers fan. You'll never guess when they went to the Super Bowl, and then he got in a.
That's a bad time
Yeah.
because after that it's been
Yeah.
downhill.
I can tell you one team he's never rooted for: the Washington Redskins football team Commanders.
because he's not dumb.
Yeah.
But he had to get in his first fight at school though because the Panthers lost the Super Bowl. Somebody chirped him about it, charged him.
I also got in a fight that day.
I respect that.
I got in a fight.
I respect that. Wait,
Who'd you fight?
You didn't fight his brother, did you?
No.
Did you get in a fight because of that, or was it?
No, me and Brandon were in the fight together.
Fighting some other guys?
He did get slammed on a desk though, so you didn't stop that from happening.
No.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah, that is what happened.
Messed up.
Ryan, thank you, man, and enjoyed talking to you all year. It was fun. So
Absolutely.
Good luck to you, and maybe we'll talk to you next year. Maybe
Absolutely.
maybe Shirley will be updating your minor league stats.
I'll
Your dingers.
just talk to you guys either way.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, man.